About this show, then you know that we love making a pun out of people's names. So Danny Green, the great Danny Green, has gotten up early with us in LA, but Alan is our only basketball analyst who's here in the Seaport. So we are going to call this Han Solo for your three predictions this morning, which I like very much.
Now, can we do one thing right out of the gate here?
We have a lightsaber.
We have a lightsaber.
Right.
Everyone knows that Han Solo never dealt with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a blaster.
But it is a well-known Star Wars prop, and we didn't really have.
Chewie was better. At least he's a sidekick.
Right,
so we can
enough.
bring Chewie in anytime.
Han Solo, let's go. Give me a bold prediction about round one of the playoffs.
Well, dysfunction in Denver is going to lead to them being their earliest exit since 2022, which means they're going to be out in the first round. The Clippers are a really good team. Nikola Jokic gets to get away from this dysfunction and go back to the horses where he can be happy, and they've got to figure a lot of things out there. Now, this has been a maddening season. They cleaned house. They moved away from Michael Malone. They've got a lot to figure out, but they're not going to be able to do it in the first round against a good Clippers team.
Danny, Clippers Nuggets round one. Who wins?
I got the Clippers with this one, too. I'm with Allen on this one. The depth, the experience, and also the inconsistency of the Nuggets I'm not really so sure of, and the fact that they lost Mike Malone, firing him as a coach. I like the Clippers this one. Zubac's had a great year. James Harden's playing well. Kawhi's looking like his old self. I can't bet against that man when he's playing that well.
I mean, I think I would take it a step farther, Danny. And look, I mean, I've been doing this job a long time. I can't count the number of times I've said the sentence, if Kawhi stays healthy, and that's always the enormous if. But if he does, this last few weeks or months of the season, Danny, to me, the Clippers have looked as good as anybody in the West. What do you think?
I agree. I actually have them as one of the dark horses that can make it out of the West and be in the finals. They can get to the Western Conference Finals. They have a pretty good road. Them and the Lakers are the only other two teams in the West that I look at that I can trust that can come out of the West and actually win it. Outside of that, I don't see many other teams. I like OKC on the outside of it, Cleveland as well on the East, outside of Boston. But Clippers are one of the teams that I look to make some, if Kawhi stays healthy, make some big moves.
I agree. Watch out for the Clippers. All right, second prediction, Han Solo.
Yeah, all right, so the Cleveland Cavaliers, they are rested, they are healthy, they've got an MVP candidate in Donovan Mitchell. They're not going to lose a game until they get to the Eastern Conference Final. You look at the road that they have, It is an easy one. If you think about their opponents, first of all, it's the best offense in the league, and they're at full health. But you're talking about Miami, Atlanta, who's going to win that game tonight to be, slim pickings right there in the first round. Second round is Milwaukee and Indiana. Those are two teams that they should plow right through easily. They're just a great team, but they have an easy path, and that could help them if Boston's a little banged up by the time they meet them in the conference final.
I like that prediction, and I want to jump to the last one because I want to make sure we have plenty of time to get a take from Danny on the last one, because your last prediction is my favorite one.
Oh, the Golden State Warriors, as much as we love them, they're probably going to have more texts than wins in this series against the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
It's going to be a physical series. We cannot sleep on this team. Yes, the Rockets are young, but they are tough. They are physical. Amen Thompson, get to know that name. He's going to give Steph Curry hell in this series. Frustrate him. Frustrate Steve Kerr. It's all going to be about the officiating now. If they let it, which we see in the playoffs, get physical. You've got Dylan Brooks. Jimmy Butler is going to be frustrated. Draymond Green's going to start stuff. Curry's going to be mad. They're going to be getting texts left and right because they get mad with that kind of defense. And it's a funny little stat here. The Golden State Warriors, as good a shooting team as you think they are, they're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the NBA. So the Rockets foul a lot, but will the Golden State Warriors take advantage of it? And a weird stat is the opponents for the Rockets shoot worst free throw percentage in the league. Those fouls must hurt.
Oh, sorry. Danny, that is a bold prediction. Rockets over the Warriors. Warriors, despite being the 7th seed, are favored in the series. What do you think?
I like your predictions, Han Solo, but I'm going to disagree with the last two. The last two, especially this one. I just can't bet against Jimmy and Steph the way they've been playing. They know how to win. They have guys that have been there, especially with Draymond. There will be some text. There will be some frustration. But ultimately, I give the edge to Golden State in this series in 7 because they have that experience and guys that have been there. Jimmy's been there. Steph and Draymond have won. They have some good pieces. Coach, Steve Kerr has been there as well. This is a young, upcoming Rockets team, so they lack that experience, but they do have some veterans. But I have to I can't bet against Jimmy and Steph in this type of series.
I like the boldness of the prediction, one way or the other, Alan.
It's called bold prediction.
Exactly, and that's why we like it. But the experience factor with the Warriors feels like it looms large.
Yeah, that's the part, of course. And again, if you're looking at it from a macro point of view, you look at the team with the most playoff experience with 2 superstars that can lead the way. The question about the Rockets is, do they have enough offense to keep up with that offense with Golden State? But I looked at the numbers and I saw a team that plays real physical. They had a hard time winning in Golden State, but their last visit there, they finally won. So they slayed that dragon. That's off their minds. And Ime Udoka, is going to try to bring as much physicality. The officiating will decide this series, but if they let them play tough, that's what I give the Rockets a chance.
All right, let me get one more in here. The Warriors are the 5th shortest odds to win the championship at ESPN Bet. The Lakers are just ahead of them. Lakers and Timberwolves is a fascinating first-round series. So let me start with Danny on this one. Who is the most important player in the series between the Lakers and the Timberwolves? Is it Luka, is it LeBron, or is it Ant-Man?
I think it's got to be Luka. I mean, because, in the playoffs, the game slows down, and they're going to attack him on the defensive end of the floor. So if he doesn't score well, he doesn't bring that, impressiveness that he's done in the past, it's going to be very long nights for the Lakers. So they need him, as well as Austin Reeves and LeBron James playing well, but he has to shoot well, he has to score. He has to eliminate the fact that they're going to attack him on the other end of the floor and try to make him an example out of him. So he has to be important in this series, and he has to show up. This is what they traded him for.
Not only does Danny Green look good with the flower lapel and pocket square, I mean, you look amazing on an early morning in LA.
Thank you.
I also agree with you because the points are great. And it's look at the Lakers before they made the trade with a 6th seed in the West. Right when they made the trade, they were the 5th seed. Luka is the difference between them being a 6th seed and a 3rd seed in this series. And so he's going to be the difference in this series. And by the way, he's going back to his last masterpiece in the playoffs, in that series against Minnesota, where he was indomitable, where he was talking trash with fans, talking trash at Timberwolves players. You can't guard me. This is the kind of player. This is what the Lakers traded for. He gave LeBron James new life. It starts in this first round in this series against the Timberwolves.
To me, this is as interesting a series on its face as we might get the entire way through the playoffs. I cannot wait to see it start. It's beginning tomorrow night. Tom Thibodeau, head coach, New York Knicks. Does he go on the hot seat if the Knicks get knocked out in round 1 by Detroit?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no excuse for them to lose in the first round to the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, Detroit's had a great year, but the New York Knicks, one of the deepest teams, one of the best starting 5s in the league. You cannot lose in the first round with this group. You traded too much away to get these pieces. You've done a lot to get this group together. This is something that you're supposed to see come to fruition and get to the Eastern Conference Finals at least, if not the finals. You can't lose in the first round.
Alan, you obviously hear this every day. For those that don't know, Alan covers the Knicks day in, day out. You host a radio show in New York, so you're taking phone calls all the time. If the Knicks should get knocked out by what is a good Pistons team, what will the conversation, what will the fallout be in New York?
Yeah, first of all, Danny Green, my Long Island brother, I've known him since he's a kid.
Yeah.
You know that it's New York. That means he's already on the hot seat. Every coach in New York's on the hot seat, no matter what they do. But he just signed a 3-year extension that kicks in next year. And also just went back-to-back 50-win seasons. Mm-hmm. You know the last time that happened? 30 years ago. Pat Riley was the coach of the Knicks. So we're talking about winning that the Knicks haven't seen in a long time. He has achieved that. But I will say, if this Knicks team doesn't play up to its potential and doesn't beat a team that they should be beating in the first round of the playoffs, oh yeah, the noise, the chatter, it's all going to ratchet up, and that sort of Damocles is going to hang over his head going into next season.
That said, Danny, what do you expect in this series? Knicks-Pistons beginning tomorrow.
I expect the Knicks to get this done in about 5 games. I give them gentleman's sweep.
Knicks in 5. What about you?
Same prediction.
Gentleman's sweep.
Yes,
okay, so
5.
we'll see if they're able to get that done. Another really intriguing first-round matchup will be Milwaukee and Indiana. And the Bucks, ever since winning that championship with that superstar, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, it has been disappointment after disappointment and what feels like a lot of weird dysfunction coming out of the franchise.
Yeah.
Alan, if this team gets knocked out by an Indiana team that went all the way to the conference final last year, will that be the last we see of Giannis in Milwaukee?
I think it's if you're the organization, not Giannis, because it's always been does Giannis want out? I think if you're the organization, it's something you have to think about and think about real hard. Here's why. He's 32 years old. He's not getting any younger. and he's got 2 years left on his deal before he has a chance to opt out. If there's ever a time to move him to get the maximum return, to get as much as you possibly can get, draft picks, all the stuff we all love to talk about, it would be now. Because the longer you wait, the lower that return price is going to be. And so there will be a lot of people that would be interested in a guy like him, no question. If you're Miami, that's the first team that should be calling. But if it does not go well, you can just start to feel that this is not working. The Lillard move did not work. Certainly hope he comes back in the playoffs, would be great. But this would be the time to have that tough conversation. And just understand, if you make a move like this, you're going right to lottery hell.
Yeah. Danny, what do you think? If they get knocked out here in this first round, what do you think happens with Giannis?
I'm with Alan here. I think they have to give them the option to explore it. You know, I don't think they try to do it themselves. They ask him what he wants to do. Like I said, Alan said he's getting older. Their team is older. They're one of the oldest teams in the league, the oldest team in the Eastern Conference. So when you're not getting any younger as a group, and you got a disgruntled superstar with Giannis, and Dame has been in and out with health issues, you have to give him the option to explore what he wants to do this summer if you guys lose in the first round.
Danny, what do you expect in this first round series, Bucks and Pacers?
I actually do got them losing in the first round. I think